everyone. Going to wait for some people to come in, and I don't know. It's not going to be very long. Not going to be a very long stream. I'll give it I'll give it 6 minutes to see who will come in. Uh, I don't know. I think I'm doing these live streams too long. But anyway, you can watch my live stream. Um, well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to live stream this. The title that I'm using is "The Demise of Democracy Right Before Our Eyes." Um, I'm, Donald Trump is on his roll. Project 2025. We all warned people about Project 25, and you had these black people these black MAGA people who said, "Oh, he would never do that." They thought they would never do that to him. It was only to us blacks who lived in the urban areas, who were us blacks who followed the Democratic plantation, as they called it, and that they would, it wouldn't happen to them. Same way with the Hispanic people. But I'm going to talk about the case of the the young immigrant from Maryland who was illegally deported and sent to El Salvador, to the most notorious and violent prison in the world, in El Salvador. He is an El Salvadorian citizen. He was born in El Salvador, and he did come to America illegally, but he did not have a criminal record in El Salvador nor the United States. He was waiting for a hearing to decide whether he would be granted asylum, permanent residency here in the United States. And he was, through an error, he was sent to El Salvador. He was sent to El Salvador, deported to El Salvador, and he, without due process, he doesn't have a criminal record in El Salvador or America. But the Trump administration is saying that he is a member of MS-13, which is the Salvadorian gang, very brutal Salvadorian gang, and and you know he was ordered by the Supreme Court. Donald Trump now was ordered by the Supreme Court to bring this young man, back home to his wife and family. He's married to an American citizen, and he has a child and everything. And of course, Donald Trump is defying the Supreme Court in a 9-0, 9-0, 9-0 opinion. They had ordered the Trump administration to facilitate bringing back the young man. I can't say his name. His first name is Kilmar Abrego, Kilmar Abrego, but I'm sure everybody knows about this case. And this also, Donald Trump met with the President Burley, who is the president of El Salvador. He he says he can't send a terrorist back to the United States. Now, this man hasn't been found guilty. This young man hasn't been found guilty of anything. He hasn't done anything in the States except he came in illegally. And from what I'm understanding, and from what I read, it's been some years. It ain't been recently. It's been like 20, over 20, it's 20 plus years. Almost 30 if I'm not mistaken. I might have read the thing wrong, but he you know, he hasn't done anything wrong, so how they're holding him. But the importance of that is that he, this young man, if not, um, if he's not returned, he's there and he didn't do anything. The only thing he did was come over to the United States illegally when he was a younger person. Never been in trouble in El Salvador, never been in trouble in the United States other than coming illegally. You know, anybody who sees this video, if you like what you're hearing, please feel free to join subscribe to my channel, which is Things Worth Knowing at BBIGGIRL dot, excuse me, at BIGGIRL _72. Please subscribe to my channel if you like the things you're hearing. If not, you're still welcome to hear it. Give a like. Give me a like. Um. Anyway, so Donald Trump wants to keep this young man in the leave him over there in El Salvador. And black people, we should be concerned because Donald Trump is asking the president of El Salvador to build more prisons so he can send American prisoners over there. So, and we all know that blacks and Latinos are unproportionately are in prison more so than whites. And this is something for us to watch because if he's allowed to do this, because it's a part of Project 2025, which we tried to tell everybody about, that Donald Trump is going to really give everybody it's terrible what's going on because it seems as if no one can stop this man from doing what he's doing. He's defying an order of the Supreme Court, which is the high court of the American system, and we don't, and no one is stop. It seems like no one is stopping him. No one whatsoever is stopping him, and um, and if he does it, if he gets away with doing it to this young man, he will be doing it to to us. So it's a case that everyone should pay attention to, and whether people realize it or not. Hold on, I'm sorry. Whether people realize it or not, the Trump administration and the people he surrounds himself with, they have no what's the word I want to say? They have no compassion for anybody, whether they be black or white, or whether they be black or white. The only thing you have to be, even if you have money and you're black or you're Hispanic, these people are racist. The guy Stephen Miller, very racist young man. He's Donald Trump's assistant, and he's the one who made the deportation plan. Very racist young man. So this is something that we should all watch. We should all watch what's going on with this case with this young man, so that we can know what's going on, because it seems like it's going to be it could lead to something really, 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 really bad for the country, because it seems like we're going backwards instead of going forward, and it's scary. It's scary times, people. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say I'm not afraid, because I am afraid. I'm very afraid of what this is gonna come out to. You know, it's very, very, very scary. Yep, very scary. So we should pay attention to that. You know, I would say that the Supreme Court won't allow it, but this Supreme Court is leaning towards the right, because you have Alito, Gorsuch, Thomas, and Kavanaugh. Right wing leading, they got in through the you know through Donald Trump, under Donald Trump. So they seem to have their allegiance towards Donald Trump. And the thing with them, they can do all this nonsense. The Supreme Court justices can do all this nonsense and vote this crazy way. And guess what? No matter what they do, we might not like it. They can still be they can still have their job, because once they get appointed, it's a lifetime appointment. Now, Amy Coney, uh, Amy Coney, Amy Coney, Coney, she was appointed by Donald Trump. She helped break down, um, you know, help end Roe v. Wade, abortion in America. She made it illegal, but she's a Catholic. I knew she was going to be that way, because that's what the Catholic Church teaches. Most churches teach that abortion is illegal. Okay, but she's been going against some of the craziness that Donald Trump is putting out, and they're kind of mad with her. But anyway, you got to watch out for these things. Um, and if you go to the Defiant Lawyers on YouTube and listen to Augustus Corbett, he's been doing a series on Trump and on Project 2025 ever since it came into the public knowledge, and he does something on it, you know, of how Trump is his regime, they're authoritarian, Anyone that's in that's watching the video, if you care to chat, please feel free to join in. You don't have to be subscribed to my channel to comment or state your opinion. So please feel free to do that. Do that. You know, it's so it's a wait and see thing. I think they're trying. When the midterm election comes, I think this is the most. This midterm election is more important than the presidential election of 2028 will be, because uh, there's a lot of MAGA governors and senators up for reelection. And if you can get rid of them and put people in who are favorable to democracy, uh, not um, authoritarianism, you know, then and give the Democrats an edge, and they can stop some of this madness that's going on, and make the next 2 years, they can block some of the nonsense that's going on, because I don't know. I don't know. Um, Trump put these tariffs on people, and boy, it's hard. It's hard on everybody. It's hard on everybody now. The tariffs, the farmers are going down. Now, he's not going to, this is something I found out too. He realizes that they went down in Alabama, the agricultural areas down south, and farmers, and went on farmers and took out the Mexicans and deported them back to Mexico. Now he found out he's killing the crops, the farmers, and the people in Iowa, Iowa, Iowa are upset with him because he's ruining their farming industry. And if anybody knows anything about Iowa, Iowa is farm country. So they don't have anybody really to pick their vegetables. Iowa is known for its Idaho potatoes and things like that. They don't have anybody to pick them, So it's crazy what they did. This administration is, I've never seen, everybody is incompetent to be in the office, office, in the positions they hold. I've never seen nothing like it in all my years. You know, I haven't read of anything in history being like that. And the Secretary of Defense, this Pete Hedgepeth, who Donald Trump fired, a four-star general with military experience, and put Hedgepeth over him. And Hedgepeth, one of his close confidants, was taken out of the Pentagon because he's leaking information. So I don't know. I've read up on so much, and that seems like espionage to me. And I thought all of those were treasonous, you know, treasonous offenses. But hey, evidently it ain't, because ain't nobody going to jail for all of this stuff. So we have a convicted felon as a president. We have a drunk as a secretary of the defense. We have we have uh, we have Christy Dome, who goes around shooting her dogs and stuff. You just got a bunch of know nothing people, and Elon Musk, who isn't even an elected official, is running amok in the Social Security agency, getting information, people's Social Security numbers and everything, and just doing what he wants to do, and Donald Trump putting 145% tariff on Chinese goods that are coming into the United States is just a big, big mess, you know. So I don't know. How do any of you feel? Anybody listening? If you care to comment, please come up and comment. So now if you care to comment, please feel free to comment. Anything you'd like to talk to me about, please feel free to do it. I'm gonna give it another 6 minutes if nobody has anything to say, and then I'll end this. So, yes, please, please feel free to come up and state your opinion, leave a comment. Thank you. All right, I'm going to end this. Everyone, have a good day. Thank you for coming.